Today, we talk on a very simple and yet a very profound topic, the Navagrahas. The Navagrahas are related to the Kal Purusha in a very different way. How are they related? Lord Vishnu, the sustainer of the universe, is also said to be the Kal Purusha. In BPHS, chapter 2, Parasa Rishi has given an entire chapter, as I said earlier, chapter 2, dedicated to the avatars of Lord Vishnu and finding a similarity or dedicating those avatars to the Navagrahas. The 10th avatar, Kalki avatar, is yet to be yet to emerge, is yet to make its presence felt. And Lord Vishnu, in all his avatars, be it as it has been stated in BPHS, the avatar of Lord Ram is connected with Sun, with the planet Sun, Lord Krishna with planet Moon, Narsimha avatar with that of Mars, Buddha avatar is connected with Mercury. We have Jupiter representing the Vamana avatar, Shukracharya is represented, Shukra or Venus is represented by Parshurama avatar, and we have the Kurma or the tortoise as represented by Saturn, the boar, the wild boar or the Vara avatar is represented by Rahu, and the Matsya avatar or the avatar in form of a fish is represented by Ketu. Now, when Parashar Rishi does this fixing of these avatars with each of the grahas or the planets, there has definitely strong point attached to it. So we have also to see what we can talk about here. Chapter 2 of BPHS and Navagraha Stotra with the incarnations of Lord Vishnu is what we are going to talk about today. In the Navagraha Stotras, we also have a very beautiful it says, Japakusham Shankasham, Kashipam Mahadvityam, Tamorim Sarva Papagnam, Pranotosmi Divakaram. Actually, it is dedicated to the sun god, and it says that the sun god, who is the son of Kashyap Rishi, he with his with his splendor and with his power, heat, has the ability to destroy all our sins and to lead us from darkness to light. In BPHS, Parashara Rishi says that Lord Janardhan, or the one who sustains this universe in the form of Lord Vishnu, he takes the form of all the grahas, that is the planets, to destroy the demons, that is the forces, the demonic forces, and to sustain the divine beings. If we look at it in a manner, when we say that my Mars has gone wrong, there's a problem with my Shani because I'm undergoing a Sadesati, or all such things, we realize that there may be problems in our chart, but it is not due to the planets. It is not due to the position of the planets. In certain time, we have caused certain actions, we have created certain actions, the answer to which, or the fruits of which, these planets are bound to give us in some lifetime. And in this case, it is this lifetime that we are suffering, or we are gaining the goods of certain good deeds also. Now, in the Gita, Lord Krishna says, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanit bhavati bharata abhyuthanam adharmasya tadatmanam shrajamyaham paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya chadushritam dharm sansthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. That means whenever there is a rise in the evil, in the sin on this in this universe, I take a form so that I can deliver from those people from those sins to a better future and to reinstate dharma back. So all the forms of Lord Vishnu had been taken because there was a lot of mayhem created by the evil forces, and these evil forces then gave created such a lot of problems, such a lot of merciless behavior, that Lord Vishnu had to reinstate dharma back again. Now, when we take the form of Lord Rama, uh, and we compare it with sun, which the Uttar Kalamrita in its chapter 5, which is also called the Karakhan, gives more than nearly 70 or more than 70 such karakas for the sun, then we would be able to see a very strong reflection in the karakas of the sun with Lord Ram. Lord Ram, in his incarnation, has always stood by a mental purity of thoughts. There's a purity in his thoughts. He was never, he was never meant, or he never ever, he was very straight a person. Whatever he said is whatever he meant. And there could never be two ways in that one sentence of his. He had love in his heart for all, which is equal for all. He didn't differentiate between his mother or his stepmother. We also find that sun gives us a freedom from disease. So there is we see that Lord Ram always worshipped the sun. In fact, he was said to be born in the solar dynasty. One very interesting fact is that when he was to fight Ravan, Agastya Rishi gave him a very beautiful um, stotra, which is also known as Aditya Hridayam Stotra, wherein the sun god is evoked to give one the strength. It could also be the confidence, it could also be the inner strength and your self confidence to be able to face a warrior of the not just the decade but of a yuga, of the entire yuga. Ravan was said to be an extremely competent, extremely skilled warrior, and to fight against him was a task that the best of the best did not want to do. So we see a very strong link between Sri Ram and the sun god, and we would also see that it is the soul as represented by the sun god, and Lord Ram always went by what his soul directed. Extremely powerful, a warrior that we see everywhere that you see Sri Ram. He is always depicted with his weapons. There's intense severity of fierceness when Lord Ram would be on the fighting foot. There was never going back. He never ever saw if the person was ahead of him, in front of him, his warrior, his enemy was ever powerful or not. He always had a huge amount of confidence in his own skills and his own abilities, as the sun god is very much capable of giving us, as the sun in our chart is very capable of giving us that confidence, that ability to be doing whatever work that we can. So wherever sun sits in our chart, if it is not afflicted, if it is not problematic, if it is not eclipsed and does not have the aspect of the the malefics, then it gives us a sense of mental purity in that area. We will be in love with that area of our life. We will be also very strong on our inner principles in that area of our life. And in that area of your life, if you worship Lord Shiva, if you remember the Aditya Hridayam Stotram, you will see a lot of your problems would come to an end. Because let's come to one important point related to Lord Shiva and Sri Ram, because when Lord Sri Ram had to go to Lanka and had to get Devi Sita back, what he did was he created a linga and he worshipped that linga, and that place today is known as Rameshwaram and falls within the purview of four most important temples or places of worship in the Sanatan Dharma. So we can see a very strong connect between Lord Shiva, the planet Sun, and Sri Ram. Again, Lord of the skies, as Sun is called, and Sri Ram was the first person to have moved over through the skies as a being who came on this planet, because Ravan had the Pushkar Viman which he had taken from his brother Kuber. Both were not human beings. Lord Ram was the first to travel in that Pushpak Viman from Lanka back to Ayodhya. He's also said to be the Lord of the skies. Awakening or knowledge or enlightenment. So Lord Ram, because he is a form of Lord Vishnu, we don't really need to compare that enlightenment path, but we need to see that he was always guided by his sense of duty. As you see the sun remains beautiful always on its path, come hell or high water. Ramchandraji always followed what he had to do, irrespective of what he should do at a particular time, irrespective of the situation, taking on account a lot of personal problems. Now, when we come across certain situations in life where we have to take a call between our principles and personal problems, most of us do fall short in that area. But if we remember that the sun also represents not just courage, not just power, it also represents your name and fame. Lord Ram had a name that exists eons after his passing away, his going back to Vaikunth. We will be able it, and it is because of standing tall on his principles. If we stand tall on our principles, no matter what the problems that we face, those problems would fade away and we would rise to glory, as we see in the chart of Swami Vivekananda. Now let us come to the chart of Swami Vivekananda. In Swami Vivekananda's chart, Sun is present right there in the Lagna. And in the Lagna, as we see, Swami Sun becomes very strong because it is in the ninth house of the natural zodiac. Apart from that, we have a lot of things that we know would resonate with that Sun and Ramchandraji. So, Ramchandraji, when Vibhishan had asked Ramchandraji in the battlefield that there is that Ravan has such a huge and such a sophisticated weaponry, and also has a very beautiful, a very sophisticated, uh, very massive chariot, and Ramchandraji did not have all these things. How was he going to combat such a skilled person and such a skilled warrior as Ravan? So Ramchandraji, in all his humility and in all his confidence, gave a very beautiful uh, explanation that he was an embodiment of so many qualities, that he had the love, affection, and the blessings of his elders, that this in itself was a weaponry, was armor, and would see him through this war without any ado. And that is exactly what happened with Sri Ram. So we see that the confidence that the sun instills, that was so much a part of Lord Ram, is something that was found in great measure in Swami Vivekananda. Swami Vivekananda made the wishes of his guru his life's destiny, and as Thakur wanted him to spread the knowledge of the in the world, that dedicated to spreading the Sanatan Dharma, Swami Vivekananda made it his life's mission. Swami Vivekananda traveled through the seven seas in a time when people found traveling within the country a big issue. And he went to the Chicago conference with so much of power of the self that when he was given just 2 minutes to talk about his religion, he could captivate an audience for 2 straight hours. So there's so much of self power that can be seen, the confidence that can be seen, the mental purity of thoughts that can be seen, because just once did he have a thought that went astray, and he punished himself by sitting on a burning coal. Never ever again would he have those kind of thoughts. So you can see so much in terms of connection, enlightened soul he was. And his heat, his splendor, his intensity was so strong that it is even today he has the ability to influence people to a great deal. As we see, there is absolutely no aspect on his sun, and uh, be it positive or negative, malefic or benefic aspect on his sun, it is just his very strong intensity that his sun is working on. A very beautiful point I like to get to your notice is sun is Vargottama, because it is also in its own nakshatra, giving a very, very strong color, very, very strong positive power to the this planet sun. But none of us are Lord Ram, we are not Swami Vivekananda. So what do we do? What do we do to make sure that even if there is a problem in our chart with sun, if even if there is something that is just not right with that sun, be it a malefic aspect, be it being eclipsed by the Rahu-Ketu, or for that matter, be it very, very afflicted, then what do you do about it? Well, pick up a few, pick up any a few of Lord Ram's siddhants or policies, or his study his lifestyle, understand what he had to say, follow a few of his principles, and we will see that we will have the ability to go places. We will have the ability to do so much. And as Ram Rajya was set up after a lot of trouble, after a lot of hard work and a lot of toil, when we go through all these, we also in our lives would be having a beautiful inward journey and also an outward journey that would leave its mark for the good for years to come. With this thought, do leave in your comments if you want to know more. We would be making an entire series on the planets, so that not just the remedial measure, we are able to connect, we have a path to follow, we have something or someone to look up to, so that we can have a very beautiful planet and in our chart reflecting good things and moving towards a higher note. With this, do subscribe, do write in your views and your comments. Till we meet again.